Okay, we'll zoom in on Gert here with Sean. Well, get Sean. I gotta get Sean. Sean, can you smile?
He'll be a year on the 26th.
Sean, can you look up here?
Look over here. Look at the birdie. See the birdie up there?
Sean.
How you doing, Sean? Come on, Sean.
We should get Uncle Pat here. He does good.
Here, they're going to zoom in on Steve. Oops. Okay, we got Kurt. Sean's a little upset yet. Steve, you got to give us a wave. Got to know that you're here for the big open.
Take those shades off. Come on.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Can you wave? Say hi.
Jackie with her double.
Jackie and Antony. There we go. Here's our happy hostesses, huh? Okay, good. Give us a toast. A wave here. Mulrooney Open, 1986. All right, there we are. All the way from Vegas, they're coming in. Getting to be such a big event, yeah? Just give us a wave here, Grandma. It's a wave. Okay, we got Chief Cook there, Dick Earler. Dick, you got to give us a wave out here. All right, there he is, his lovely wife, Mary Jean. Okay. Dick. Okay, there they are. Still smiling after that round of golf. Hey, Jimmy.
We're trying.
Here, a nice relaxed position right after round of golf and a hearty meal.
Yeah, that's right. That'll do it every time.
Al, Michaela? Michaela, look up here. Can you wave? Can you wave? Michaela? Kara. Okay, everyone. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to your grandma. Happy birthday to you. Come on, girls. Come over.
84. Make a wish first. Turn around. Make a wish first, Grandma.
Turn around. Jack, turn around. Look at
Dad,
turn around. But you gotta blow hard.
Grandma.
I did. Let's see if she got it out.
Okay, let's take a look at the cake a second. Get a. Grandma's got to hold her cake.
You hold it right there.
Is that the little shirt she
Okay, Grandma.
You get it?
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Hold that cake up there, Stan.
He's got a lot of air.
There we go. Okay.
I don't think Jack got it. Where's the trick candle, Jack?
I don't think we got.
Oh, yeah, there's one there. That second one.
But it isn't going.
No.
I don't think you lit that one.
Yeah, we had them all. How do you think that looks? Pretty good, doesn't it, huh? The girls want a sample? Take a bite.
They will. They'll put their hand right in
They're not bashful.
there. Stan, how old are you going to be?
6-0.
60, the biggie. Get Michaela. You and Michaela together.
How old you are?
How old are you, Michaela?
Peace.
Oh, we are saying.
Uh-oh, what did I do? Maybe you don't, Horse.
Kara, how old are you? 4. Jackie, how old are you? How many?
You're old for your age.
No.
This should be noise.
Okay, Grandma, is there some point where you want to start on here, or Stan, where do you think?
Well, I would think that you probably want to go back to where, from what you can remember as a little girl growing up, and of your family and where you lived. You didn't live always out on the Eastman farm. You lived on a different farm
Oh,
before
yeah,
that.
we lived on the original farm that Grandpa McGrath
Yeah.
first came to. And
Where was that at?
that was an Irish Ridge in Crawford County.
And where is Irish Ridge in Crawford County? Is that up north of Berdesheen?
5 miles from Berdesheen. It's out in the bluffs.
Out on the bluffs.
Yeah, and 5 miles out.
And how big a farm was that?
You remember?
I can't remember that.
I think it was about 160 acres. I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
I think it was about 160.
And how old were you when you moved off of that farm?
I was 17
When
when we left that. But I had gone to school, the little Irish Ridge school
Yeah.
there, and of course most of my information that I got was from my grandmother McGrath. She was formerly Margaret Maxwell.
Yes.
And she lived with us until she died, and
Yeah.
Grandpa too. But Grandpa wasn't, didn't talk to us as much. But Grandma would take me on her lap, and she would sing little Irish songs and things like that.
Now, did she come over from Ireland, Grandma Maxwell?
Oh, sure.
How old was she when she came over?
I think she was 18, something like
When
that.
she came over?
And she and her sister came. And evidently they lived in the same locality where Grandpa lived, because she said that he was building a house. And she said, my boyfriend was building a house. He was a carpenter. And so she and her sister left on the boat. And when he heard that she had gone, he came on the next boat.
From Ireland?
Yeah, from Ireland. And then, as I understand it, she and her sister came down to New Orleans, and they came up the Mississippi River, up to Berdesheen. But I think Grandpa got off in New York, and I don't know if he worked there a while. And then he had to come by train.
Yeah, out to Berdesheen.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so then they met again in Berdesheen, and they were married at St. Gabriel's Church in 1850.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember.
Well, so then that had to be that they came over during the potato famine,
Oh, sure.
which would have been 1847.
Yes,
Yeah.
I talked to some people in Ireland, some ladies, about it, and tried to get some information. And they said, well, that must have been when the potato famine was. So many people left
Yeah, right.
Ireland at that time.
Well, then, when you and Dad met and got married, where did you first live?
Well, we lived in Bloomington.
In Lancaster?
Lancaster first, yes. We lived one summer in Lancaster. Clifford was selling cars. He was selling the Essex car, and it didn't sell very well. So then Grandpa said, well, I made a good living. Grandpa Mulrooney said,
Yeah.
I made a good living in Bloomington. I think you should come to Bloomington
Yeah.
and try and have a business there.
I see. So then you went to Bloomington, and then where did you first live when you moved into Bloomington?
Oh, well, we lived with Grandma and Grandpa for a little while.
At the Brown House? Was that the first house you lived? No.
No, it was a little house, I can't remember, next to Casey's.
That little house over there?
By Casey's,
Yeah,
yes.
uh-huh.
That's how we happened to know the Casey's so well.
Uh-huh.
Well, what did Grandpa do then in Bloomington? What kind of a job did Grandpa have?
Well, then he had a store, had a kind of sold, drugs and cosmetics and things like that. And then also a restaurant in connection with it. And so I helped him in that until Jack was born.
Uh-huh.
And then Grandma started helping him after him, because then I was home with the baby.
Yeah.
And so we stayed in that store for quite a few years, but for a little while it wasn't so bad. But then they began to pave the streets and changed the road to Dubuque and all, and that hurt business.
Hurt business a lot, sure, yeah.
So, anyway, I guess, we lived 18 years in Bloomington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in 1943, wasn't it, you moved to Madison?
Yeah. But then before that, we went to Boscoville, you know.
Oh, that's in 39, that's right. Yeah.
1940. 1940, we're in Boscoville.
Was it
1940, yeah.
1940?
We stayed there. We moved in the summer and stayed in Boscoville. I came back at the semester, came back to Bloomington, lived with Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah.
And then I think the rest of the family moved back probably in March or so. Came back to Bloomington. I think that was about the time that Dad got a job at the ordnance plant in Savannah, Illinois.
Yeah.
And then during the war,
Yeah.
he worked down there.
Yeah.
Because that would have been the spring of 41.
Yeah, well, he stayed down there for probably a couple of years, and
Then to Madison.
then went to Madison in 1943.
Right.
We moved up there to Madison to 340 West Wilson Street. Right? And then he worked for Mike Griffin at first, and then later on he got in at the post office and worked there because it was still wartime.
Right.
And he was there and then, until the war was over, and then after that, I guess he went with Madison Drug, didn't
I
he?
think so.
Yeah. Then in what year did you buy your home on Raleigh Avenue?
1949.
1949.
Yeah. We moved, I think we moved in there 1950, something like that. But I think 1949. I think my dad died in 49.
He did.
Just
First year I was in for
It was
in
just
September.
about that time. Because he never got, he came up to visit us when we lived in West Wilson.
Yeah.
And he enjoyed that very much. And Bob was in school, and Bob would go walking with him. And one day he wanted to see Oscar Mayer. And he walked from West Wilson all the way out to Oscar Mayer.
That was a good walk.
It was a good walk.
You bet.
Yeah, it was. He was feeling good then.
I remember that, I think, I can't just remember that old fellow that moved us up there. Charles and I helped him load the truck and unload it. But your dad said to him, now how much is it going to be to move us up there? Well, he said, I usually get about $35. And your dad said, you get how much? Well, I guess 25, he said. And so we paid him $25 for the move.
Yeah.
I can remember that.
Where was the guy from? Prairie?
Prairie, yeah.
Probably Jess Fisher.
Who was that?
Probably Jess Fisher.
Was it?
I don't remember the fellow's name anymore.
He was from British.
He was an older guy then.
Back tonight yet?
But
What do you do about
anyway,
going down? You don't go on
I thought that was a pretty cheap move when you figure, even if gasoline was
backed up.
probably 20 cents a gallon.
25 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked the guy in Illinois.
Are there any especially funny stories or anything you can think of at the moment?
Well, while we were living, while we were at West Wilson, all the Gaffney sisters lived below us, and we had lots of laughs with them. They resented the family coming in. In fact, they used to call us the tribe. Used to say, I wish those people never moved in with children. And Clifford said to them one day, well, what do you want me to do with the children? Do you think I should drive them? Should I take them down and drown them in the lake? And she said, well, I suppose you can't, but I'd be glad. They were, and then one day, this one lady went up in the attic, and she was pounding and making noise up there, and she had to have a ladder to get the attic. So Clifford said, well, I'll teach her. So he went up and he took the ladder away, and then she was quite upset because she couldn't get down. But finally her sister came up and asked her to put the ladder back.
Grandma,
But they were,
tell us about one of the typical Irish wakes. Describe or tell us about the Irish wakes out on, when you were just a little girl.
yeah.
What were they like?
That was a big gathering, and people, the wakes lasted a couple of nights. And I can remember when I was a kid, I would be baking rolls. We'd get set the table and have a big midnight meal. And
A little drinking going on too?
well, a little bit, not too much, a little bit. The older brothers, like grandpa, Clifford's father, when his friends would be always done, and Mr. Nolan. And I remember they came over to visit grandpa, so they brought everybody to have a nice visit. And they were pouring it out, and I was a little girl, and I came in, I remember so well this. I came in and stood by grandma, and they said, well, the poor little thing, she ought to have some tea. And they were pouring a little glass for me when mother came flying in, and she said, oh my goodness, she said, don't do that, don't give the little girl any. She was quite upset about that.
I bet she was.
Yeah.
Can you stay there? Cake? Is he cake?
Grandma? Grandma? Can you wave? Happy birthday, Grandma.
How old are you today? Grandma, how old are you today? Did you catch that?
No, she's just putting us on. She's like Rose Kennedy. Okay, is this the latest one? Here's Mickey. Mickey, we got to get you in here in the movies. Okay, and this is Colin. All right. Another happy child, huh? And Elizabeth. Okay, there's Dad. Oh, wave, Dad. Got you in here, Dad. Yeah. Our chief cook. This is almost getting to be too big a job for you, Dick. This many people, huh?
I got helpers, you Dad.
All right. Now we got to get back here. Bob and Stan, we got her working again.
All right, you're back in operation, Mike?
That's right.
Last year we enjoyed your video. Outstanding. In case teaching those soft boys got a second.
Wait, you came all the way from Connecticut to be part of it this year.
Right, that's right.
All right.
Grandma's only 85 months. And I wanted to watch Stan go.
Okay, here we got to get Rick and Tom. Got to give us a wave here, guys.
You don't need us.
Rick?
You don't need us.
Oh, yeah, come on. Okay. Come on, Pauline. All the way from Connecticut for this party. And get your mom in here. Judy. Oh, come on, you could give a bigger smile than that. We're going to close in on you right here.
I've never seen a director yet cover his one eye to take pictures. That's how Otto Preminger started, I think.
Well, it is. That's true.
Went on to fame and fortune.
Whatever works.
Who are we doing this for? Who's not here? Grandma. What's his name? Good old what's his name's not here. Jimmy.
Jimmy, okay, we're going to send this one up to Alaska. They'll probably get it by next year's party. Okay, let's see. Tim. Okay, Tim, you got to give us a wave here. Okay, and who else did we miss? Who's that behind you? Steve?
That's Steve behind us.
Steve? Steve? Right here. Okay, we got Steve in there. Mary Jean.
Mary Jane, the camera.
Our happy host here.
It's really good.
Amy?
We're going to want copies of that now.
Okay. Well, that's the part we wanted to get. Jane, or Joan, rather, newborn. We'll close right in on this little guy. Little girl, I'm sorry. Little... Oh. He's just enjoying himself. Toonie, Steve. Just waiting there for the cake. And Michaela.
That's why we don't bring anything. Because no one has
Michael J. Fox, huh?
Represent Las Vegas.
All right.
Glad to be back again next year. And I'll try to bring most of you.
Wow, okay, we're counting on that. Did you get your fingers pinched in the door? How are they now? Are they okay? You're ready for your cake, huh?
You know, but you can look at those later. We want to do this.
There.
Very nice. I told
We'll get everybody out and then we'll...
Nice we can sing.
They sing. Get Sean to turn around, Tom. Oh, all right. Tom, look over here. Or, Sean. Right up here. Come on, Sean. We don't want to get that action. We don't want to get that action there. All right, Sean. Can you smile? Say pizza.
Taking a picture of you. It's in the camera.
You want to see yourself on the movie later? Huh?
He doesn't know I'm
Smile, God.
It's not gonna bother.
Melissa, you got to look over here. Give us a wave here. All right. Mickey? 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 Gotta get you here. Okay, let me get... Where's Cammie? I gotta get her. Get her to turn around. We'll get her.
Cammie, look at that.
Cammie, look. Wave. There she is. Okay, we gotta get the new one. No, we didn't. Dan.
You got me red like a book.
Oh, Dan, come on. Cammie. We gotta get Terry. Get Terry over here. Terry? Right here. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to you.
Speech grab.
What do you attribute your longevity to?
There you go.
The 7 good children? And
6 good children. 6. Well, 4.
You sang it at your wedding.
I think we'll hold off. Yeah, go ahead. The mothers always thought that was a good boy.
Please hold off on that. Nice spot to sit, Terry. Right behind the camera. Good idea, Terry. That's right. Now Colleen goes over there.
Kelly, take a picture.
Cammie? Can you look over there? Just stand alongside of her so we can get a picture of both of you, okay? Put your arm around her, okay? So that's a cousin you never even knew you had, is it? Oh, can you guys wave? Cammie, can you wave? Jackie, wave. Tell her to wave.
Can you wave, Cammie? Say bye-bye, Cammie. Can you wave
You were going here for 8
We've been trying, Grandma. 60, 70, close. That's on tape. You're not gonna leave, are you, Grant?
Who's ready for
Ned, about Grandma? Aunt Elizabeth, is there anything you can say about Grandma since it's her birthday?
I could say is we're not just sister-in-laws, we've been sisters. And we love one another. She's a wonderful gal. Kind, has 7 wonderful children, every one of them. And grandchildren.
And great-grandchildren.
Grandchildren.
That's right.
So I give her lots of credit. And I'm glad to be a part of this party. That's
Well,
it.
it grows bigger every year.
Pardon?
It grows bigger every year.
Yeah, that's right.
Ernie?
Yes, Mike?
Oh, a little up close and personal, a few comments here on Grandma's 85th birthday.
Well, Grandma's getting, she really looks younger every time I see her. I'm not sure whether that longevity comes from the Mulrooney side or the McGrath side, but she's doing marvelously well. And I think probably as much as anything that makes her feel younger, the grandchildren like yours and all of the children coming back.
Great-grandchildren,
And
yeah.
the great-grandchildren,
Yeah.
that's right. I bet. And that brings the youth out of them. So it's delightful to be back.
Thank you. And here's Aunt Pat, who's hosted this Mulrooney Open. How many years in a row now, Pat?
Probably 8. It's coming 8 to 10, something like that.
And this is the biggest one, right?
Biggest turnout ever because of Mother's 85th, and also there was 23 golfers today. That was our 23 biggest ever. It's the first time Jack Mulrooney's family's been represented in the golf tournament. Jack and Pat came for the first time, and they're going to be here from now on.
All right.
Margaret's going to join us next year. I am not a golfer. I don't know. How about Mike?
I don't know. I was hurt today. I couldn't hit it. I don't even have clubs, so.
Well, I even had all kinds of clubs ready for him.
Oh. I'll keep that in mind. Anything you got to say, Pat? Anything you got to say before you leave about Grandma?
Grandma loves her new stove. She said she's going to be cooking for 15 more years.
15 more years. Okay, so we got 15 of these to host yet, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Say don't.
Grandma on her 85th birthday, huh?
Something that I want to say, Grandma.
About her 85th birthday, or?
They should have 85 more.
Okay, 85 more. If only all our kids can look that young when they get 85, huh? Okay. Thanks. Second oldest son here, Stan Mulrooney from Janesville.
Second oldest son. Lived in Janesville for 30 years. That's half of my life.
Probably the most prominent businessman in Janesville too, aren't you?
The most prominent.
The most. I thought so. I thought so.
Most prominent mover, put it that way.
Well, okay. A man on the move. Is that the way you'd have?
Man on the move.
Okay, Stan. Anything to say about Grandma's 85th birthday, or
Well,
that hasn't been said already?
I think she's looking younger this year than what she had in the past. I believe it's probably because of the fact that she's got so many nice sons and daughters and grandchildren especially.
And now it's getting to be the great-grandchildren
Now it's getting to be the great-grandchildren are kind of taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting to be. How many great-grandchildren does she have now? Do you know?
Well, let's see. On through Dad's side, that'd be 3. And then you've got
4.
4. That's 7.
Yeah.
And then on Lizzie's side, there's 2. That's 9. And Mary Jean's got to work on her boy.
That's right. We've got to interview Mary Jean a little bit about the boys there because the production is kind of dropping off.
Yeah, they're not holding their end of it up,
They're
huh?
not holding up.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'm kind of ashamed of her.
Got to keep that Irish population up, you know.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. We've got to do that.
Okay, thanks, Dan. All right, what an arm. At age 2, and he's got an arm like that. Is there a future for him, Stan?
Yes, there's a future for that kid. Right? Absolutely. We can't make a baseball player out of him. We can make a mover.